can't sing, I didn't bring the wine, and I can't cook like Al. But yesterday, Art asked me if I would speak about the Miracle League. Didn't give me much notice, but I know I can stand up here and babble on and on and on and tell a lot of stories, and it would never end, because that's how much fun it is. So instead, I chose to write some things down. You have to bear with me. I'm going to have to read this. I hope you enjoy it. The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, built and erased again. But baseball marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray, and it reminds me of all that was once good, and that could be good again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come. Now, for you movie buffs out there, you know this was a pivotal moment in the movie Field of Dreams. Ray had put a lot of hard work and faith into this field. He had plowed under his cornfield, and he was in jeopardy of losing it to the bank. But he stood fast because a voice had told him, build it and they will come. So he did, and they did. I imagine that's how the Cummings and Nasto families, along with all the Build Jake's Place community members, felt when they built the boundless field for the Miracle League. They had no players, no coaches, no volunteers, but a voice. Jake, I imagine, must have told them the playground wasn't enough, so they built the field, and we came. All of this took place long before my wife Terry's parents had told us about this playground and ball field that were being built in the park where they walked their dog Scooter. Shortly thereafter, we read an article in the Courier Post in January 2014. We put two and two together and decided this was a perfect opportunity for us to give back. It was right up our alley. I had coached both of my children in their youth. They were now in their 30s, so this seemed to be something I would be comfortable with. We attended the first meeting at the Cherry Hill Library, and as we walked downstairs, I mentioned to the couple in matching blue shirts behind us, they should have put this sign over here. I can't figure out where this meeting room is. True story. Shortly thereafter, that couple, it's okay, I'll pick it up later. Don't know. That couple, Lynn and Jim, was soon in front of the room speaking to a small group of willing participants. How awkward was that? They asked for volunteers to coach, and my hand went up, along with three others. We are known as Coach Steve, that's me, Coach Deb, Coach Bev, and Coach Walt. My wife Terry volunteered as a buddy volunteer, but has since morphed into head cheerleader, head greeter, the name tag lady, etc. They call her Miss Terry. Yeah, woo. Yeah, she's a great cheerleader, and she bosses me around. We had no idea what to expect. In the back of my mind, I always thought it's baseball. A glove, a ball, an introduction, let's have a catch. And when you keep it like that, it's easy. There were some anxious moments in the beginning, but little by little we gained trust in each other. This was unlike any baseball league we had known, but in the end it's not really any different at all. The field accommodates wheelchairs and other assisted devices, enables children and adults with physical or mental challenges the opportunity to participate in America's favorite pastime, baseball. Every player bats with or without a tee, more and more without the tee. They all score and both teams win. The smile and the high fives never stop. Each player is assigned a buddy who assists the player in the field and at bat, but more important, it's the social interaction. Now we see and hear players looking and calling for their new friend, their buddy, every Saturday. We've been fortunate to see many of the same buddies return week after week to develop great relationships with the players, and we always welcome other groups who come to volunteer as buddies. When we huddle up before the game with the buddies, I always tell them there's only one rule in the Miracle League, and that's that there's no rules. We have seen those that initially shied away from playing become the most engaged and enthusiastic players that we have. And most importantly, we've seen and felt the trust the parents have put in us, as gradually they have gravitated towards each other in the stands, as opposed to being on the field with their children. They can sit and relax in the stands, enjoy each other's company for a few hours. They deserve it. As much joy as it brings to the players and their families, you can't imagine what joy we get out of it. When we're inside that fence on the field for a few hours on a Saturday morning, nothing else matters. You see life from a different perspective, and we thank them for that. Because sometimes we get caught up in situations in life and find ourselves complaining about what's fair. Then you stop, and you think about what challenges these families face every day, and it doesn't compare. They handle it with dignity, and we owe it to them to do the same. My wife Terry has a favorite quote, and I'm sure you've all heard it. Life isn't measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. So we invite everyone, scratch that, we expect everyone to have one of those moments. So come by the Challenge Grove Park on a Saturday morning, because it never rains on a Miracle League game, and catch a game. We'll give you a buddy shirt, we'll get you on the field, and afterwards, you'll thank us. Because it's baseball, and it reminds you of all that is good. So to the Cummings and the Nastos and Jake's Place board members, the players, their families, and all the buddies and volunteers, Terry and I are glad we came. We are most definitely glad we came. Thank you.